Thanks for staying with us. We're still reviewing Punch. So following the visit of our president to Benue State, where he directed the Inspector General of Police and the Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa, to immediately arrest and kill all alleged killer headsmen, and also established a committee of elders comprising former governors and others to promote peace in the state. If you recall, he also mentioned that land grabbing was a problem. So at the back of this, 11 states have taken steps to commence branching as a way to address this age-long violent clashes between herders and farmers, which have claimed several lives. The states are Lagos, Plateau, Ondo, Zamfara, Bauchi, Delta, Niger State, Kano, Jigawa, Nasarawa, and Anambra. So the states so far have agreed to actually create ranches to ease the herding of cattle. The development comes against this meeting the president had in Benue, and if you recall, some governors actually said they've already established some. So there was a particular governor, the permanent secretary of the Lagos State Ministry of Agriculture, has said that they actually already started the ranching system already, and other states have already commenced. So we're hoping that these governors this time around take this seriously, create ranches, so that when herders come in, they have somewhere to go, and they don't have to start clashing with farmers' farms, approaching people's private farms. This has been an age-long problem that hopefully we can nip in the bud once and for all.
I agree. I have this story on hospitals having to hire contract doctors because they're apparently suffering worsening shortage. So hospitals across Nigeria are now relying on about 564 locum doctors to temporarily fill staffing gaps and sustain healthcare delivery amid a worsening shortage of medical personnel. Now, the number of temporary medical practitioners that have been appointed on a contract basis was obtained exclusively from the Nigerian Association of Resident Doctors. Hospitals are turning to these doctors because there's a chronic shortage of medical personnel fueled by the mass emigration of healthcare workers. However, this casualization of these doctors comes with unsteady employment, without job security, pension, or benefits. And now, health associations are warning that this pattern will continue to deepen this crisis. Of course, we know this has been going on for a while, and doctors continue to... The brain drain that this country is suffering in the medical sector is quite alarming, and to a large extent, it's reflecting in the quality of healthcare delivery that we're having to enjoy as citizens of this country. And it's not even as if the healthcare sector was top-notch to 100. So we need to find a way to tackle this. Everybody's going to go where they perceive that the grass is greener. I don't know how you can stop that.
Okay. So a Lagos State...
They can attract them back.
Yeah.
That's the
only thing.
And you have to match it with
what they're getting or something better.
Well, there's some patriots who have worked all their life, they earn all the money, and they want to retire, and they just want to come home. So those are the ones, that's bracket, from 50s to the 60s.
The younger ones,
their kids are grown, there's really nothing else. We have to find a framework to attract that 50 to 65-year-old doctors abroad who would want to come home. Yeah. They really want to come
but that's a bit like someone like a healthcare worker that came back, and you saw what it was on social media, the daughter went through with his people, how they dealt with him. And they came
a young
to take
person
him back.
coming back to Nigeria?
No, like an older person.
Oh, yeah,
his property, and stuff. So you have to just...
we can't generalize, not all Nigerians are like that.
You have to balance
Nigerians are bad,
out.
not Nigerians. So go ahead.
A Lagos State High Court sitting in Ikeja has sentenced 2 men, Sunday Onilade and Fatai Alao, to death by hanging for the brutal killing of Tochukwu Chidi, a groom's friend, during a wedding celebration in Bariga. That's sad, yes. So they were sentenced to 14 years imprisonment for being in possession of criminal charms. So this had happened, yes, while the groom and his friends, after a wedding celebration, they came back home and they were offloading some drinks from the car, and they were attacked by these so-called criminals who were said to be members of the Odua People's Congress. Okay. So yes, so I think I like the fact that finally, because this has been an ongoing case since 2021, so I like the fact that finally justice has been served.
Fantastic. Moving on now to Daily Sun. Anger spreads over killing of wedding guests in Plateau. Presidency accuses Lamido of distorting history on Tinubu's role on June 12 struggle. Constitutional review. Senate holds public hearing in 6 geopolitical zones in July. Hire private military contractors to tackle terrorism and banditry. Farouk advises Tinubu. And can't find, we have to keep searching for stories. Police exonerate estate developer and lawyer of forgery. Okay, which story do we have in Daily Sun?
I have this interesting one, and it's been going on for a while, and I am happy that a foundation is actually putting the spotlight on it. And this foundation is urging the federal government to decriminalize tip money in workplaces. And this Tilova for
Criminalize
Africa,
tip money.
Decriminalize
okay.
tip money. Tilova for Africa, an American-based charity foundation, has called on the federal and state governments to decriminalize giving and receiving tips in Nigeria. Co-founder of Tilova for Africa, Martin Nwabueze, made this call at the news conference in Oka over the weekend. Nwabueze described tip money as a financial reward voluntarily given to an attendant in appreciation for a satisfactory service enjoyed after making the statutory payments for goods or services. He said tip money was a normal practice in the Western world, especially in the United States, and wondered why a customer would not support an attendant with it in Nigeria without the employee being punished. Nwabueze also recalled that tip money is a topical issue in the US, that making a pledge to remove taxes on it was instrumental to Donald Trump's victory in the last presidential election, and ultimately became essential element of beautiful bill. The removal of taxes on tips in one of the most significant aspects of Donald Trump's big beautiful bill, he said. He also said that though it is not currently a crime to give or take tips, the government should go a bit further to decriminalize tip money by providing a legal framework that would protect the service provider or employees from being victimized by their employers at workplace, that it should not be left to the discretion of individuals or employers to decide whether to allow workers to receive tips or not. And it's a whole lot of bulky story.
It's an interesting conversation. Me, I like the fact that it's currently an under the table thing, because when you start formalizing it,
people start to demand and expect.
I mean, right now I can give you a tip because I thank you, but it's informal. Nobody's putting a gun to my head saying it's a certain percentage. You know how you go to restaurants abroad and they tell you a certain percentage is tips. So that's the framework. I don't think we can. I don't know.
We can't sustain it.
We don't know,
because sometimes it's not like you come in with your last card, you buy what you want to buy. So there's no extra for tip.
But more business should help me talk about spraying of money. Should add it. Because me, I'm going to carry a palaka on that matter.
On that matter.
Spray at parties.
So I love this one because finally, this the review of 1999 Constitution. So the Senate Committee on the Review of the 1999 Constitution will hold a 2-day zonal public hearing in the 6 geopolitical zones of the country on 4th and 5th of July to gather citizens' input on the proposed constitutional amendments. May I have an input? According to a statement by Ishmael, Special Advisor to Media and Publicity to the Deputy Senate President, who chairs the committee, the public hearings will be held simultaneously in Lagos, which is southwest, Enugu south east, Ikotep Bene south, and Jos, which is north central, Maiduguri northeast, and Kano northwest. The spokesperson said the hearing would examine critical national issues, including local government autonomy, electoral and judicial reform, state creation, state police, and inclusive governance. I like the fact that they also talked about them creating, the establishment of state police and state security council to coordinate internal security policies at subnational level. I like that because, you know, most times you can never have enough security. Yes, they also talked on fiscal reforms, where a bill to alter the provisions of the Constitution to specify the period within which the president or the governor of the state shall present the appropriation bill before the National Assembly or State House of Assembly, which will be discussed during the hearing. So there's a whole lot of things under that will be discussed, you know, for reforms under the bill. Local government autonomy, the creation of the National Local Government Electoral Commission to supervise local government elections, and a whole lot. So this is good.
Long overdue.
Yeah, long overdue, and I have plenty inputs. So I'm interested in this.
Yeah, they've been doing it for a while actually, but I'm happy that it's still moving forward.
Yes.
I was going to take the story on the anger spreads in Plateau. The Supreme Council of the Sharia in Nigeria has condemned the brutal killing of 12 Muslim travelers from Kaduna State who were returning from a wedding in Mangul local government area of Plateau State on Saturday, describing the massacre as barbaric, inhuman, and uncivilized. In a statement yesterday, the council lamented the recurring pattern of violence in Plateau State, which is said to have become a notorious hotspot for religious and ethnic bloodshed, particularly against Muslims. The statement with the Kaduna State Council, Abdul Rahman Hassan, said that this latest bloodshed is one too many. Plateau State has continued to witness coordinated attacks on innocent Muslim travelers, from DuPont carnage to cold-blooded murder of Major General Idris Al-Khali, retired. These atrocities are chilling reminders that Muslim lives are still threatened or expendable. I mean, it's quite sad, and I really hope that the government is able to bring these perpetrators to book, because it is quite unfair if it seems like the government is not doing anything. So, said the Saturday attack is particularly trouble-setting because selective killings and the failure of authorities to stem the tide of impunity has only deepened the frictions we've had on this matter. Moving on to Vanguard. Let's see how long we have. We don't have much time, but let me just read the headlines on Vanguard. Iran votes to close Strait of Hormuz after U.S. strikes on nuclear facilities. Insecurity, Tinubu orders action on insurgents and Plateau killings. There's no important story. Okay, I think that's all we can take on front page review this morning. Let's go on a short break now. When we come back, we'll look at the hot topic of today. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.